Hello, folks. It's me, Colette. I know it's been a minute since I posted anything, but I'm back in the booth. And by booth, I mean at the crib with a fuzzy sock wrapped around my phone's microphone because I am a professional. So anyway, I had to take a little bit of a break because it was just like a lot going on. There's a lot and nothing all at the same time. So anywho, but it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a podcast to listen to. I'm still working on it. So I'm in Georgia, right? And we all know this political stuff has been a hot behind mess this year. Like legit hot mess. I think everybody is paying way more attention to politics than they ever have. And so, but like I mentioned, I'm in Georgia. And in Georgia, we have this nice little Senate runoff race. And right when you think the political ads are done, like I was so happy for November to be done with all these political commercials. But then we have a runoff because Georgia law is a candidate has to have at least 50% of the vote in order to win. And even though one candidate had more votes, we have to do a runoff race. So yay, another month and some change of political ads. And bruh, let me tell you, if you don't live in Georgia, this stuff is hilarious. Actually, it's hilarious and sad, all at the same time. Because I'm watching the dumb ads and I'm just this is so dumb. Why would they even put this on TV? And then I'm a little bit scared because I know there's somebody sitting at home with a bare belly in their easy chair wearing a wife beater saying, that's right. I agree. And that's why I'm voting for so-and-so. Scary. But anyway, so the runoff for Senate seats is between Kelly Loeffler and Raphael Warnock. And then the other seat is between David Perdue. I don't know if he has any relation to the chicken or not, but that's all I think when I see him, chicken. David Perdue and Jon Ossoff. And boy, let me tell you, these Kelly Loeffler ads are a trip and a half. First of all, homegirl was never even elected. She's trying to keep her seat that she was appointed. She was appointed that seat, meaning didn't know people in Georgia say, hey, we want Kelly. No, that's not what happened. She was never elected. She got appointed, meaning somebody else, El Presidente, said, hey, Kelly, my rich billionaire friend, why don't you come sit here? And that's another thing. I've decided that I'm going to get more involved in politics. Maybe not necessarily run for office, but I totally would be good on somebody's staff. I could totally see that happen. Plus, your girl is fresh in a blazer. What? In a blue pantsuit? Can't tell me nothing. One thing I've noticed since I've been paying more attention to politics and whatnot is that there's a clear distinction between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Okay? The Republican Party's whole platform, their whole, I don't know the word for it because I'm new to this, their whole thing, their whole zhuzh is about fear. Every Republican ad is about fear. It's they're trying to scare people into voting Republican. They're trying to make the Democrats these scary beasts that come up from across the border and that are going to take over America. And so it's up to Republicans' job to stand up with instead of an S on the chest, R on the chest and save America. It's ridiculous, man. And the thing is, the Republicans don't even have their own ideas. Their whole premise is to oppose anything that the Democrats come up with. Legit. Just pay attention and you'll see. The Democrats could be oh, we have some new ideas. And the Republicans are don't listen to the Democrats. They're radical ideas. They're going to kill you. What? That's extra and a half. Yo, I literally saw a commercial the other day. And I walked into the room halfway through the commercial. It was almost over. And it was black and white. And this lady looking extra stressed in her house. And just, oh my gosh, what are we ever going to do? And it says, if Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff make it into the Senate, we will never sleep again. What? We'll never sleep again? because two people have made it into the Senate. Are you kidding me? It's like your sleep schedule depends on who's in the Senate. Like, name 5 senators. You can't. And know why? And you've been sleeping good for the last however many years anyway. So these two people in the Senate are not like, it's not going to change and never sleep again. What is this? Is part of the Democrats' radical agenda to like change the rotation of the sun? It's going to be daylight all day long. I don't know why I'm doing my Trump voice, but that's actually my impersonation of Trevor Noah doing Trump. So it's like the Dems are going to be like, we're gonna change the world. Daylight all day long. No one sleeps. You'll never sleep again. That's what the Democrats want to do. So these commercials are ridiculous. And again, there's people at home agreeing to this crap. It's crazy. And then, okay, another example. Democrats would be like, oh, there's climate change. We need to make changes because of climate change and, make America more progressive and blah, 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 and do like renewable energy. And here comes the GOP. Democrats hate America. That's why they want to change it. They hate us. That's why they want to make all these changes. It's like, really? And any logical person would know that if you don't change, you just die. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's unchangeable is change. Like, change is inevitable. Like, we cannot stay the same. Like, things change. They change. And we have to change with it. Like, we're not going to be the most powerful nation in the world if we don't change. Like, you've got to be dense to not understand that. And unfortunately, a lot of people are. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't mean to insult people's intelligence, but yeah. And then, oh man, these commercials are just crazy. One of my favorite, and by favorite, I mean, used to honestly rub me the wrong way. Like, I couldn't stand to see it, and it just aggravated the crap out of me. It was a commercial for Kelly Loeffler, right? And the whole it was like a scene where Attila the Hun, and he's just like grunting, like, off his head, whatever. And the tagline was, Kelly Loeffler, more conservative than Attila the Hun. What? Attila the Hun? Are you, what? Who said, who let this happen? And it just pissed me off because I'm mad at a whole string of people at this. Attila the Hun? Who thought this was a good idea? Like, and I'm imagining, there's a conference room somewhere when they're pitching ideas, right? And somebody's like, okay, I got it. And he puts his hands up. Kelly Loeffler, more conservative than Attila the Hun. And he puts his hands up, slowly scoots back from the conference room table, gives himself a reassuring nod. And then everybody else around the table looks back and forth at each other, and they're like, yes, I like it. All right, yes, let's do this. A whole group of people. So nobody said no. Okay, so we go from the conference room, right? Somebody was dumb enough to think of the idea, and then weren't even smart enough to not say it. Like, come on, people think of dumb stuff all the time, but you were smart enough to not say it in a dang conference room. But no, this person said it in the conference room, and then the rest of his minions agreed and was like, yeah, let's do it. And then they went from there. Somebody wrote a script for this thing. Somebody did a casting call. Somebody answered the casting call. Somebody joined the crew to shoot the commercial, for this casting call. Somebody went and they shot it. It's like, okay, take 1, take 2, take 3. They did this thing. Somebody took the footage and edited it. Somebody went to the news station and paid money to have this commercial put on TV. Somebody at the news station played the commercial, and nobody thought this was a bad idea. So that was like several levels of approval that this thing went through. And from that alone, I'm like, oh no. No Kelly Loeffler. We are not doing this in Georgia. Like, no ma'am. That is ridiculous. Like, I'm so mad at least 20 people for allowing that to happen. And that's the thing. That's my problem with this girl, this lady, woman, whatevs. Like, all she ever says on her political ads is how she had a 100% voting record agreeing with everything Trump said. How is that a good thing? How is that a selling point? To me, what that says is you're a yes woman. I don't want you to be a yes woman. If you're representing Georgia, I want you to represent my ideas, not President Trump's or President anybody. If the president's ideas conflict with the best interests of the people in your state, I need you to not vote for him. So that goes to show that, Kelly, what's your name? You don't have any original ideas. You don't think for yourself, and you just say whatever happens. Say whatever is happening. You're like, yes, I totally agree. And it also goes to show from your crazy Attila the Hun commercial that you only surround yourself with yes people, because somebody at one of those levels should have stopped that doggone commercial. Somebody should have said, no, enough is enough. And that's why I need to get into politics, because I would be that person and be like, no, ma'am. See, this is what we're not going to do today. Okay. It's ridiculous. If you don't live in Georgia, like, man, you're lucky. These commercials on fear are like absolutely ridiculous. They act as if Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are like some sort of supervillain. Like, with their powers combined, like they're basically Thanos. And if we allow Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to make it into this last 2 Senate seats, is like the equivalent of the last Infinity Stone or something. Like, you wouldn't believe how crazy these commercials are. It's like, don't vote for them. This is the last 2 in the Infinity Stone. And the Democrats, they're just waiting to snap. Like, that's what the picture is being painted on these TV commercials. Like, and they play this clip of Chuck Schumer saying, first we take Georgia, then we change America. And they make it sound, then it's like all dark on the screen, like, oh, when they say they want to change America, believe them. And I'm like, I do believe them, and I hope they're successful, because America needs to do better. Like, that's okay, honey. Like, I'm not saying I'm trying to live any other place. You know, I'm not one of those like non-patriotic, like, oh my God, kicking it with Colette. She says she hates America. No. I'm saying like the Lowe's approach. This never stop improving, and we need to continue to improve. If we learn anything about 2020, is like all the broken parts of America were exposed this year. Social justice, or social injustice, actually. Breakdowns in our police, breakdowns in our judicial system, breakdowns in our voting, our democracy was challenged like a mug, breakdowns in healthcare, breakdowns in the education system, like all the foolishness when schools shut down, and then now you got kids that are home on virtual, and you see just how bad their home lives are. It's sad. Or you got kids that can't even join virtual because their parents can't afford a laptop, or internet service. Man, it just shows you like just how much we need to fix in America. Like, that was low-key a blessing of COVID. I feel like God was like, all right, I need everybody to sit down and watch this. It's like almost like when you play a sport and you had like a really bad game, but you felt like you did good. And the coach is like, no, everybody sit down and watch the footage, and you see everything you did wrong. Yeah. Hello, America. You're doing it all wrong. So now we have the opportunity to fix it. But anyway, back to this political ad though, right? They're saying like, first we change Georgia and then we change America. And they're like, oh, they want to change America and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing, my dear old Republican friends. And I'm not saying I'm like 100% Democratic, I'm with the Purple Party. You know what? I actually really like that idea. The Purple Party. Maybe that will be my contribution to political society. Another party, because quite frankly, we need some options. Okay, so the Purple Party. The Purple Party would be like pro-life and pro-choice. Like, we are all about pro-life. Like, we want the babies to live. We want Black people to live, but we understand that there's nuance to this. So we want people to be able to make their own choice. And because we want people to make their own choice, we're going to like support pregnancy care centers and like women's health and everything to make sure that all women can make an adequate choice and that they can actually afford the choice that they choose. So we're going to make sure that whatever they decide to do, keep the baby, give it up for adoption, or whatever may happen, that they would actually be able to take care of this child and raise it and all that fun stuff. Purple Party. And also, the Purple Party can be like, you can be conservative Christian, but also believe, and basic human rights and decency. So even though you're not like marching in a pride parade or supporting homosexuality or anything like that, but you are still a kind, caring person and you believe that everyone should be treated with dignity and respect. And even though maybe you're not showing up at the gay wedding, that you still love your friend anyway and you're kind to them at work, all that kind of thing. And the Purple Party also, trusts God and believes the Bible, but also understands and respects science, because really anybody that's actually read the Bible and anybody has a decent understanding of science would realize that science actually at its core level supports what the Bible says. So, it can be both. So that's what the Purple Party, there might be something to this. This isn't completely thought out just yet, but maybe it should be. We'll see where that goes. Now, what would be the symbol, like the animal that supports the Purple Party? Because we got a donkey and an elephant. Like, what's Purple Party? A golden retriever? I don't know, something friendly. Okay, so if the Republican Party is traditional and conservative, and the Democratic Party is kind of known as liberal and progressive, then the Purple Party would be nuance. Okay, actually, I'm with a party that makes sense. And right now, what the Democrats are saying about the things we need to change in America, I believe that makes sense. And so that's what I'm going for. What I do know is that we can't continue to have more of the same. So yeah, but the Republican Party, all they do is try to scare people into voting for them, And I had this thought the other day, right? So Republicans are believing these fear tactics, right? They're like, oh man, they're trying to change America. They're going to take our jobs. They're going to raise our taxes. They're going to allow illegal immigrants to vote. Why is that scary? What's so bad about illegal immigrants voting? I don't know. It's like if we, as American people, if we had a better handle on our democracy and only allow qualified candidates to even run for office, it wouldn't be a scary thing if one voted over the other. But because we're so ridiculous, we allow these things to happen. Anyway, keep losing my train of thought. Come back, train. All right, rewind the tape. Change America. Oh, okay. So yeah. So the Republican Party, they're just scaring people. And the thing is, all these Republicans like Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue, Donald P. Trump, or J. Trump, J stands for Jose. These people are billionaires. How dumb can you be? You continue to vote for the Republican Party and they are getting rich off of your fear. They're using their scare tactics so you to continue to vote for them, and they're lining the pockets. And they're lining their pockets off of your fear and ignorance. They peddle you a bunch of lies. You believe it. Fake news. While these jokers are getting rich. How simple-minded can you be? It's time to wake up, America. Stop being simple. For the sake of your own soul. Don't be stupid. That goes back to my core values. Knowledge. Get some and then use it. And then spread that thing like butter. So, anywho, I plan on I'm going to get more involved in politics. And I'm putting it out there right now so y'all can hold me to it. So I can get more involved, because it's not enough for me to sit here and watch TV and be like, man, this is ridiculous. I got to make moves, right? So, yeah, that's going to be a personal task of mine in the upcoming months. I'm turning 35 next week. Next week. It's next month in January. So might run for president. I don't know. Feeling cute. You'll see. Because, Senator Harris got me believing I can fly out here. But for real, I definitely think everyone should be more involved in politics, right? Because that's been a lie that's been sold to us for a couple generations now, too. Because democracy is supposed to be, the people have a say, right? But most people don't know what the hell is going on? So how are we supposed to have a say in something if we don't even know what it is? And we've been too distracted by other things to have an adequate say, and we just assume that these people in office got a better handle on it and we just let them do whatever. And that's another thing. Lifetime appointments. Can we stop with that? That makes no sense. The only lifetime appointment needs to be like, with this ring I thee wed. Like, that is the only situation where a lifetime appointment should ever happen. Like, what? Like, this is crazy. All right. So I recently posted on Facebook that I believe politicians should have to pass standardized tests before they're eligible to run for office. And I legit believe that. Like, for real. We test kids all the time. You know, it takes more qualifications and tests and everything for someone to be able to cut your hair than it does to be able to make decisions for the whole nation. That's a problem. So yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that. I don't know who I need to talk to make that happen, but there needs to be some sort of standardized test for politicians. Like, if we're going to test kids before we allow them to even go to college, why not test the people that are, again, making decisions in office? A good portion of that test needs to be reading comprehension. Okay, let's start there. But also know the branches of government, know more facts about your state or the state you're representing. Make sure these people can actually pass the citizenship test. Like, that's a hard test, because I feel like campaign dollars and money raised should not be like a defining factor of who like has a say in what happens as a nation. So yeah, this standardized test, like, we need to make that happen. In addition to that, we need to publish the results, have an essay portion and everything, and have questions like, so Jamal was walking down the street and wearing a black hoodie and listening to music on his headphones when Fred walks up and shoots Jamal for no reason. Who should be charged for this matter? And then have an essay question about something like that. You know, because we need to know how these people think. Like, for real. We need to know if they're able to adequately articulate their ideas. We know what these ideas are. If they're going to represent me, I need you to at least know a thing or two. So, yeah, standardized tests for politicians. And then, yeah, instead of publishing poll results, publish the scores on these here tests. And if these jokers don't pass, you're like, you know what? Thank you for your time. But we will not be utilizing your service in this election period. It'd be like with Coke rewards, and you twist the cap and it's like, not a winner, try again. Like, I propose that we need to start doing that with politics in America. Who do I need to talk to make this happen? And I'm also looking at stuff that's happening this year. And I'm like looking at Hamilton like, bro, Lin-Manuel Miranda was low-key a prophet. You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. And also think about the King's song when he says, when your people say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Da 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 da. You're on your own. Insane. So we got to do better, America. Yo, I'm going to get more into politics. Hopefully you will too. And it doesn't even have to be on a like federal level. I think the most impact can happen, or actually does happen, in like the local level, you know. Who are your school board members, right? Like, who's the DA in your area? What's your sheriff like? What does he believe, you know? What's the dang fire chief up to? Those are things I'm going to start paying more attention to, because we got to make some change. It's not enough to say we got to make change. We got to put in the work to do it. And yeah, I'm ready to make that happen. Okay, I've rambled on enough. I guess I'll step off of my political soapbox. But whether you agree with me or not, I hope you're at least inspired to vote, especially you Georgians. Early voting starts on December 14th. You can request an absentee ballot, and you don't even have to have a special reason for an absentee or a mail-in ballot. It's actually the same thing. Just apply for it, send it in, drop it in the drop box if you don't trust the mail system. Whatever you do, as long as you vote. And you can catch me on Instagram at 1-800-_Colette. That is 1-800-_COLETTE. So I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for kicking it with me. Bye now.